I'm Meredith.
And I'm Kassidy.
Today we'll be sharing with you not one, but two.
Yes, two extraordinary pioneer women.
Anne Hutchinson
and Elizabeth Blackwell.
These women may be from two different eras, but
their determination to pursue their beliefs make them pioneers in their own right.
As Elizabeth Blackwell once said,
"It is not easy to be a pioneer, but it is fascinating, and indeed their stories are truly fascinating."
First, I want to tell you about Anne Hutchinson, who was a religious pioneer.
In 1591, she was born as Anne Mayberry in Alfred, England. Her father was an English preacher that was put in prison 2 times for preaching against the Church of England, and unfortunately never attended school or had any formal education. She learned by listening to her father and his friends talk and discuss religion and government. In 1612, when Anne was 21, she married William Hutchinson. Anne was very involved in religious matters and often would travel miles to hear a preacher named John Cotton. In 1635, John Cotton was forced to leave England because of his support of the Puritan belief. 1 year later, Anne and the rest of the family left England and settled in Massachusetts Bay Colony. While there, she held weekly prayer meetings for women. She thought that the views of the colony leaders were too strict. She believed there were other ways for people to worship other than those that the colony leaders demanded. However, the colony leaders worried that they would lose control of their people if they allowed this to continue, and lost the support of the governor when John Whitgrove began the new governor of the colony. So in 1637, she was forced to leave the church and the colony. In 1638, Anne, her family, and several of the followers started a settlement in which we know today as Rhode Island. In 1642, Anne's husband, William, died. Not long after his passing, Anne, along with 6 of her youngest children, moved to New York. This is where Anne and all but one of her children were killed in a raid by Indians over territory dispute. Anne was only 52 years old. Anne was a pioneer for religious beliefs, the freedom to worship without boundaries. She was a Christian who supported preachers who taught moral lives, was grounded for salvation, and believed that redemption was God's gift to his people. In this time period, women did not have a voice, let alone a strong opinion in religious matters.
Next up is Elizabeth Blackwell, medical pioneer. Elizabeth was born in 1821 in Bristol, England. She moved with her family to the United States in 1832 when she was 11 years old to New York City. Her father believed that every child should have an education, so he had a private tutor for his children. When Elizabeth was 17, the family moved to Cincinnati, Ohio, following work for her dad. Unfortunately, 3 weeks later, her father passed away, so Elizabeth and her sisters had to go to work to help support the family. So they became teachers. Her life took a drastic turn following the death of a female friend that told her prior to the passing that it would have been easier to deal with her painful female disease if she had a female doctor. That experience is why Elizabeth decided to become a doctor. Her journey was not easy. She studied old medical books and even studied anatomy with a doctor friend, but could not get accepted into medical school. She was faced with a lot of rejection solely because she was a woman. There were doctors that recommended that she go to another country or disguise herself as a man in order to get into medical school. After much persistence, in 1847 she was finally accepted into Geneva Medical College in upstate New York. She was 26 years old. In 1849, just 2 years later, she graduated first in her class and became the first woman to earn a medical degree in the United States. Wow, I call that determination and not giving up on your dream, but she did not stop there. She continued her education by taking the midwife course in Paris, France. While there, she contracted a serious eye infection resulting in the loss of her left eye. That is when she had to give up her dream of being a surgeon. However, Elizabeth never married, but did adopt a little Irish orphan girl in 1856. In 1858, Elizabeth and a German female doctor named Mary founded the New York Infirmary for Indigent Women and Children. Elizabeth also believed that Christian morals should play as a large role as the science and medicine, and that medical schools should instruct students in the basic truth. Elizabeth Blackwell was a pioneer for medical education for women. She made it possible for other women to follow her footsteps. She died in May of 1910. She was 89 years old.
The biggest thing that stands out about these two extraordinary pioneer women, Anne Hutchinson and Elizabeth Blackwell,
is their determination to follow their beliefs no matter the obstacles that they encounter in their journey.
Both women changed the paths of future generations, allowing women to not be invisible or afraid to step up for their own beliefs.
So dream big and do not accept no.
Be a pioneer.